Yeah.
Yep,
I know that just.
they are.
He was there.
No, he just came into stuff.
Make this way.
All right. All right, welcome to the October 11th, 2023 meeting of the Human Resources and Compensation Committee. I will call the meeting to order. Has the meeting been properly posted?
Yes, it has.
All right, thank you, Ms. Stevie. We're now at the section of our meeting where there's an opportunity for citizens to speak. Do we have anyone that would like to address the committee? All right, I see we have no one waiting to address the committee and no correspondence, so we will move to the action items for approval. First item tonight on our agenda is the approval of the minutes for the September 13th, 2023 HR and Compensation Committee meeting. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes for the September 13th, 2023 HR and Compensation Committee meeting. Is there any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion passes 5-0. Next item, we have the resignations and retirements. We have 4 resignations for approval on the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve as presented? So moved. All right, it's
The
been,
motion.
Mr. McCaffrey. Second by Mr. Moore. I say Mr. Martell, but. All right, so it's been seconded and moved and seconded that we approve the resignations as presented. Is there any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion passes 5-0. Next is approval of leaves of absence and leave modifications, but we have none this evening. So we will move on to new contracts and contract modifications. There are 3 new contracts on the consent agenda for approval this evening. Do I have a motion to approve as presented?
So moved. Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we approve the contracts as presented. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion passed 5-0. Next item on our agenda is the discussion information items, which we are going to be discussing the 2024-2025 school calendar draft. Sharon Katie will present the draft of calendars.
Okay, so uploaded into board docs, you saw the summary just of some of the similarities and differences in calendar and a draft of what their calendar would be for the 2024-2025 school year. There usually is not a lot of wiggle room within the calendar. Teachers are scheduled for 187 days, totaling a 190-day contract with prepaid holidays, and students are in session 178 days. So most of them are very similar. One piece of feedback that we did take to make for an adjustment is the 2 Mondays off in January. We would receive feedback that people did not like that, so we moved one of those days and attached it into February for a longer weekend there. Ultimately moving the day off to President's Day in February. So that would be probably the most significant change that you would notice from year to year as it relates to the student piece of it.
Questions or discussion?
So I like the half day. But last day half day for students, that was exciting to see that, so.
And this is the first year we're doing it, so we haven't experienced it yet because it's in June, but I'm recommending it again for the following year, for the feedback from the elementary, middle school. High school is already out because of exams, but elementary and middle school, we're still going the full day on that last day, so we get enough minutes to do one more early release to get them out a little early.
And was it just kind of a practicality of the last day?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
All right, just curious. That was
Oh, yeah. We're on the snow days. How many did we have that were no makeup this year?
How many?
So this
built
was a
in
discussion item, right, that we had at some point this year where the calendar said either 3 or 4.
we have a discrepancy.
And now do we have 4? That seems like a lot. That
We do have that many minutes built in. Mm-hmm.
I think last year was it?
Two different documents read two different ways.
Yeah, I remember that, just trying
Yeah.
to think how many we actually had. We didn't press the envelope, I don't remember.
I don't think you used them all.
I thought it was 3 before you had to make up, and now this is 4.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was wondering, was it 3 previously, like years ago?
It was 4 generally, right, Sharon, but we made a typo on one document, not the other, that said 3 on one and 4 on the other.
Mathematically, we've had 4 for years and years. So again, yeah, that would be, so if we have a mathematically, then we'll have to put it on here.
Okay.
No questions or comments?
And if you don't use them, you don't use them. I mean, it's be bad.
Yeah, it's not like we let them out early. because-
Right, exactly.
I thought 4 was a lot.
You know,
It used to be where you have 2 days and then you had to make one up and then another 2 days you have to make
I
another
think
day.
it was 2 and 1, and then I think they did a 1 and 1 or something like that years ago.
Yeah, we rarely ever got to that point, but there were some years we had to make up a day. Now, is it still that day ahead of Memorial Day? I know there was like a floating kind of a day, is that still in there too?
Right.
Right now, if we needed to, the first day we would give back is we would push the last day of school back.
Okay,
If for some reason it was a really icy winter, then we would have to go to make contingencies, probably looking at May then, when we would be able to add some minutes back in.
No, we're capped at the minutes right now, completely, right, so you couldn't, I was looking at the 20th, the last shot proposes too, but, you know, I understand the minutes with DPI, that if we give them a half day, even for the first season break.
Then I don't have enough minutes.
Yeah, that was, the last shot is the same thing.
Exactly.
All right. Anything else on that?
Okay, so I have one more group that I'll share this with. So the parents that saw this actually last spring, the teacher group saw it last week, I believe. And then we'll meet with our EAW on Monday, I believe. So they've probably already seen a draft, but I'll just give them another round for feedback and then ultimately bring it for approval. That's fun.
Good.
I would like to notice, but the Christmas break is nice, or the holiday break is nice this year. They literally get off the 20th and because due to the way it falls, they have that a lot of days before Christmas. Better than having after January, it's better to have it before, I think for families especially. You're getting ready for the holidays, it's kind of be done, but that they're done on the 20th, so that gives a nice break. And then January 2nd, okay, back to school.
Right, it is a 2-day week that week. I did try to point that out, that it is a Thursday, Friday when they come back, but that's just
Info.
how the calendar falls sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Good point. This year is better than the time.
I think that's a fair point though, because I think that some of the teacher pieces, I think Waukesha was one of the districts that had the teachers come back on the 2nd versus other districts, they also had that day.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, we had some discussion of that, the teacher groups. What was the calculation, Sharon? It doesn't happen again until.
2036 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
You have it noted?
Yeah. we were out.
It's in my calendar.
You have to worry about that.
I don't know, let's see.
Well, and yeah, because normally it's each day moves just one day, but with leap year next year, that's what's gonna move it to Saturday. So, yeah, that makes sense, makes total sense. Okay. Anyone else? All right, other business, do we have any items on the docket for the next committee meeting, any ideas for agenda items? All right, well, if you do, we can let Stevie or myself know. Next meeting will be Wednesday, November 8th at 6:15, right before the board meeting. Thank you all, the meeting's adjourned.
Okay, WebEx.